Hello and welcome to the Greater Reston Living Podcast, where we cover everything happening in Reston and Herndon. Today, we are covering a little bit of a different story for us, Kathy, a little community story. We learned about a Reston 13-year-old who has been running a lemonade stand, giving the proceeds away to a nonprofit organization, and been learning a business acumen all along the way. And it's some of the best lemonade, from what we've heard, around. So this is going to be a cool story. And we've got a guest, his dad, come on and tell us how this all came about and talk to us a little bit about his thoughts on Reston. But before we get there, we have to cover a couple of things, highlights from the last week, things that we're looking forward to, right?
Yeah.
Kathy,
things that we've done.
Yeah. One of the things that we've done recently, and we just launched a video out there, people can find it on Instagram, is a new restaurant opening that happens just across the border of Reston in Great Falls. Kathy, what's it called?
The Cellar on Seneca.
Cellar on Seneca.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's like literally just go across Route 7 like you're there.
And for folks that don't know, it's sort of like this little triangle area right where North Reston hits Great Falls, essentially, Georgetown Pike and Seneca. And maybe people know it from the Bricks, the Bricks Pizza that's there. There used to be the Bricks
Bistro.
And
there also used to be a Calico Corner. And the 7-Eleven is right across the street.
Look at you. You know all of that. Well, I do. I know the 7-Eleven. But anyway, it's a nice little spot. We got to know you got to know the owners, the new owners that purchased both of those Bricks restaurants. Mm-hmm. And while the Bricks Pizza is staying as it is, they have transformed the Bricks Bistro, right?
Yes,
and it's now called the Cellar on Seneca. Kathy, we had a good time at the soft launch for them. Really, even we came in before the soft launch. I mean, we came in during the day. They're usually open for dinner. And they gave us quite the treat. So give us a rundown.
So special. So I was like, Julie reached out to me to come on in and, do a video. So we went in, today is Wednesday. We went in last Friday. So we got to meet Julie and her husband. They own it. And we also got to meet Chef Christopher.
Husband Cave.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they also, for those of you who don't know, they also own two other restaurants, one in Arlington and one in Ashburn.
Yeah.
So,
and they know what they're doing. They completely transformed the place. They got a great chef adding all kinds of new items to their menu.
And keeping some of the old goodies, like they didn't change everything.
And they have a patio like you wouldn't believe back there.
It's gorgeous. It's the only, where the stores are, it is the only one that actually has outdoor space in the back. And we walked out there and it was magical.
And from the front, you'd have no idea, right? It's pretty unassuming. It's just, a very small neighborhood plaza. And, when you get in there, first of all, it's a pretty expansive restaurant. It's, lots of tables, good bar area, nice bar area. And then
it was very thoughtful decor that they put in there. They did a lot of research. There's a lot of history there. So Graham's a history major and he's all about history. So when we learn these little tidbits about, the history and how owners are trying to keep that as part of their story, we love that. There's a picture of George Washington in the restaurant, and he once owned some of the land where, right around where the restaurant is.
Yeah. So super cool. The patio is our new favorite patio. We're definitely going to be going back there. If people want to check it out, they can go on our Instagram or YouTube Shorts. It's on YouTube Shorts too. They can go and see the video so you can get a preview of it. But people should definitely go. Open every day of the week. Happy hour every day of the week. So
trivia night on Mondays.
trying to be kind of a neighborhood restaurant. So you live in Great Falls, you live in North Reston, but actually, even if you were living a little bit farther afield, it's worth going to and adding it to your rotation, I think.
Let's just talk about what we ate for a minute because, like,
We didn't do that?
we didn't do that.
Okay.
I am still dreaming about the entree. So
Yeah.
let's talk
Okay.
about what we started with.
Crispy duck spring rolls.
Crispy duck spring roll. Oh,
They were good.
Graham and I shared. Graham
we
stole
shared
the
it all.
last one.
We shared it all. Crispy duck
We did.
spring
Oh,
rolls.
so-
Then the
so
salad
good.
that came out was with reminded me a little bit of Red's
The
Table.
Cellar
They have
salad.
that goat cheese fritter style.
Yeah. So in the video, I said croquets, and they're croquettes.
My
Please
goodness.
don't.
I know. You're so pedestrian.
I know, Graham. I was recording that at 7:00 in the morning, and I had not had coffee.
Okay.
Didn't realize
You're
I made that
excused. You're
mistake
excused.
until the video was done.
Okay.
So it is
Well,
what it
and
is.
then the main dish came out, and I thought you were going to pass out.
Because
Lobster
I
ravioli.
saw that on the menu, and when
So-
it came out, lobster ravioli. My God, the presentation was amazing, and they had this layer of lobster meat
pile.
on.
I would call it a pile of buttery
It was
lobster
a
on top
pile.
of the ravioli.
And you
the
know
whole
what,
it was
Graham?
homemade pasta.
So
everything.
good. Homemade pasta. That really makes me really happy. I dug on in.
Okay. Well, I mean, this was
So
really,
good.
I mean, I think we were both, we were expecting, didn't know what to expect. And I think it was definitely greater than our expectations. So, cool
And the
spot.
wine was really good.
Check
I
it
had a
out.
glass of Pinot Grigio. And they also have, if you're a member, like there's wine fridges in there that, you can
Okay.
put
Yeah.
your own wine in there. And
Yeah,
drink
like a
it right
wine
there.
program. They have a whole
Yeah, they have
program
a
and
wine
everything.
program.
So if you're a regular, look into it. Okay, we gotta keep it going, Kathy. Let's get to the next one because we have another kind of new opening at I was going to say a restaurant, but I don't know if you can call it a restaurant.
I don't think it's a restaurant. It's Beignets and Brews that's opening in Herndon. The
Yeah.
grand opening is Friday. So we're filming this on a Wednesday, and we're gonna be going to the soft open tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
So look
we're gonna have
for
a video out on that
a
soon.
short video on that, either a YouTube Shorts or Instagram. Check it out there. But you've never had a beignet, right?
I'm sure I have. I
don't-
don't think I've had one in a long time.
Well,
But
I think if
I'm
you've
really-
had one, you would know you had one. I mean, when
Graham,
you eat
Graham,
a
I've
beignet,
had one.
I've had them at the famous Cafe du Monde in New Orleans, right? Now, here's the thing. I got to tell this story real quick.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody, I'm sure there's people in the audience who've been there. Cafe du Monde is like in the center of New Orleans and, famous for their beignets. You go up and you get and I think it was like a paper plate. They gave me a paper plate with 3 beignets on it, dusted with all kinds of powdered sugar all over it. And wouldn't you know, all of it ended up on my shirt. Okay. Because there was a wind, it all blew on my shirt. But nonetheless, I walloped those 3 beignets and I was like, wow, they're light, they're airy, but they're kind of donuts at the same time. And I'm tasting them and I'm loving them. So I went back and I got
And ordered
another
more.
order of 3. Again, more powder on the chest. And then I had to go back and man the booth at a conference back in my old days, my old corporate days. And I got to tell you, I nearly doubled over in pain. These things expanded my stomach. I was about to burst. So hopefully I can avoid that this time, Kathy, when we go over there and take a look and try out the beignets. They had a lot of flavors you were interested in.
Yeah,
right?
so I looked at the menu because I don't know, like it's kind of like Christmas morning when you go in places. But they have all sorts of beignets. And I think you're going to want to try the Cinnaswirl, and I'm looking
course.
forward to the turtle and the strawberry cheesecake. So they have seasonal ones, and the strawberry cheesecake is seasonal. But they have like so much more. Like there's dipping sauces and beignet sundaes and chicken and beignets. And they have
Nice.
so many different drinks. Like I
Yeah,
can't
because
wait
it's beignets and brew.
Brews.
So it's coffee, and then I'm sure all the coffee-related drinks and frappuccinos and whatever else they are, right?
And lattes and all the good stuff that we're going to try tomorrow.
So I'm looking forward to that. People should stay tuned on that. And the last thing
We should share
was,
where it is. It's over in
yeah,
Herndon Center where the
yep,
Sprouts and Mom's is.
right.
So
So that plaza with just about everything right now. And Elden Street has really been popping lately with a whole bunch of new little restaurants, places like Beignets and like Panda Express is coming on there. And we talked about some of this stuff on previous episodes, but they've got what's the other one? A Japanese hibachi place coming. So there's just been a ton of stuff kind of stretching from, where Barron Cameron and Eldon come together. You go south toward the town of Herndon, and there's just been place after place after place turning over, but cool stuff coming in its place.
I'm excited for it. I can't wait.
Yeah. Should we talk about our hike that we just did, or what do you want to do? You want to wait for that one, or you want? Okay.
Well, we'll tease it a little bit.
Tease it a little bit because we have a video coming out on that one. The hike is really, I mean, a lot of people in the area probably know it. Of course, they know Great Falls Park, right?
Of course.
But maybe not everyone knows that you can get into Great Falls Park without having to pay the fee if you're willing to hike in. So off of Georgetown Pike is a little parking lot where Difficult Run touches Georgetown Pike. It's a tough little parking spot there, Kathy, because oh my God, you got to come in. Let me just give everybody a tip. You have to turn right into this parking lot, and you have to turn right out of this parking lot. Do not try to make a left in or out of this thing, because Georgetown Pike is coming up and down and swirling in that area, and you are going to get
it's dangerous.
T-boned. You're going to get T-boned if you don't. So that's tip number one.
Let's talk about the parking lot. Like, there's not very many spots, so get there early. Or in our case, we went later in the afternoon or mid-afternoon, but we got lucky, and there was only one spot.
Yeah, so you kind of have to hang out until somebody comes back from their hikes. But then anyway, it's quite the loop. So we did almost 4.5 miles, maybe
4.6.
Yeah. So we, basically hiked along Difficult Run where it meets up with Potomac River, and then kind of turn north so that we get to see the falls, right, in Great Falls, and then hoof our way back out. And it's a little more than you would think. I mean, there are some carriage roads that are pretty easy, but then, on the single track trail, there was a lot of rocks, a couple of scrambles, but you definitely don't be doing the flip flop thing. I saw a guy with the flip flops, and I was like, "Whoa, my, that's not going to work."
And there's lots of hills. So we did this hike with our kids like many, many moons ago. They had a lot more hills than what I remembered. So pack a lot of water and pack some snacks.
Yep.
And it was hot that day.
Cool. Well, I know a lot of people, we like to get out and do some local hikes because, sometimes it's a pain in the neck to get all the way out to Shenandoah. So we're trying to help people see what's in your backyard, right? In the greater Reston area. So stay tuned. Get ready for that video. Get ready for that. So listen, hey, we've got a fun one like we talked about in the opener here. Mm-hmm. I want to bring on our guest, talk about this lemonade stand that is taking Reston by storm. That's what I'm going to say. It's taking it by storm. So I've got Diego's dad, David. David Michaelson. Hey, David. Welcome.
Hey, Graham and Tracy.
Great.
You said it wrong.
I did it again,
Michael.
I did it again. I meant to say Graham and Tracy and Kathy and Tracy.
Michael. I'm sorry, David. So many first names.
First of all, I got to say, I love the show. I love Greater Reston Living.
The
first time I saw it, I think you guys were talking about some of the development that was going on, but then I saw the banter between Graham and Kathy and the dynamic and the thing you're doing, and how Kathy's out doing all these things, and Graham's like, kind of just playing straight on through, and I love it, and it's a very very cool show, and I'm happy to be here. The big fan of the show.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
For being here.
Yeah, cool. And and just so the audience knows, so we found out about this lemonade stand. Crazy way we found out. So I reached out to David. After the storms, people on the podcast know that our house got hit by some storms.
The
same storms. The same
of the
storms
storm.
that were knocking down trees over by the Bowman distillery and all of these other areas in Reston and Herndon. And so now we said, okay, we've been putting off getting a roof for a long time. And I reached out to David to basically come and see what he could do to replace our roof, because he owns a roofing company based here in Reston. And I saw him through Instagram, so I said, I got to reach out to this guy. He knows his Reston roofs. And so that's how we got hooked up. So full disclosure to the audience, that's how we learned about David, and then why we wanted to bring him on the show, because when we started talking to him, we learned about this story about, he and his son setting up this lemonade stand, and we're now on the 7th year of this. So, David, I just wonder if you could walk us through, like, how'd you get started? How old is your son? How did the name get, the name of your lemonade stand? Let us all know what to expect. This is the weekend, or the full week, I guess, coming up.
It's
where it's
Saturday
open, right?
to next Thursday. So the 8th.
Right. It's the 8th through the 13th, and we call it, in our house, we just call it Lemonade Week, and we say, hey, we got Lemonade Week coming up, so we got to do all these things that, we got to squeeze and freeze. We have to, get things prepared, and I always say we have to let the lemons sit for a little while so they get, the juice built up to it. It's a process, but it all began 7 years ago during COVID, and Diego, whose nickname, and
so your son's name is Diego.
Kill me for this, but everyone knows his childhood nickname was Gogo, and because it just fit with him, and that's what he grew up. And now he's known as Diego, and I call him Diego. I still call him Gogo, because I gave him that name. But he 6-year-old Diego, and during COVID, says, "Papa, I want to build a lemonade stand." I said, "Okay, let's do that." So we took some. I mean, it is a story, but we took some to build the stand itself. We repurposed some wood that was in our house that served as a casing for a reef tank filtration system. So there's a lot of wood because it's a big filtration system. So we took that, just redesigned it, and redesigned it to a big stand where you can actually put things on it. So then the next trick was, how do we make the lemonade? And we really wanted to make it authentic. We didn't want to country time it.
Yeah. No Crystal Light there, right?
No.
Lots and lots of lemons.
No Lipton, so 4 cases to begin with. I mean, that's what we started with, 4 cases, and squeezing it. So then I worked I was a manager at Cheesecake Factory at the time. So I took 4 different variations of it, gave it to the staff, and said, pick 2. So they picked 2, and I took those 2, and I took it to the chef. And at that time, the executive chef, who's still there, the best run Cheesecake Factory in Fairfax is Cheesecake Factory in Fair Oaks, by the way. And it's not just me saying it; that's the Mid-Atlantic region saying it.
Now we know.
We took it to the Mid-Atlantic executive chef, Bernardo Gomez, and said, "This is what we got. What would we do?" And I want it balanced for sweet, sour, acidity, all the things. And he gave me some ideas, and I took it back and tweaked it and gave it to him. And he said, I'd put this on our menu. So we got a very good, and if I have one secret in the world, it's that.
This is a proprietary recipe. We are not able to, I can't tell people to comment lemonade in the comments below and you'll send them the recipe. Is that what you're saying?
Nope. I'll give you the ingredients. The ingredients is easy. It's
lemon,
fresh squeezed lemon juice, which is strained, with the pulp.
Okay.
And then it's water and simple syrup, which is 50% sugar, 50% water, boiling it. Those are the ingredients. It's the ratio.
It's the right ratios of that.
The
Okay.
ratio. And
That's
it
the way
is
I think
written
about
down.
pizza. It's like, that's the way I think about pizza. You got to have the right ratio of crust to cheese to sauce. It's got to just all work together.
It does.
Yeah.
And it is written down, but it's super secret. Diego doesn't even know it.
Oh, man. I wonder what that process is going to be like when you finally pass that recipe along.
That's going to be something. It's like it's like
pretty
the Colonel's
soon he's
secret
going to be
recipe
demanding that
you can't
recipe.
see. It's that level.
Yeah.
It's that one. So
it's been cool. Oh, wait a minute. So before we
Do you
go
want
further,
to show the video?
I want to do a
Graham?
little hype video. Yeah, I want to do. Let's do a little hype. I have it.
Let's
set
show
queued
what's going
up
on
here.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this party started a little bit here. Hang on one second.
Lemons,
Hopefully, all them lemons.
That's an upgrade.
Oh yeah. Look at that operation. Oh man,
that looks like so
chills.
much fun.
That
and
is
by the
quality
way,
happening.
and by the way, David asked me to come volunteer at the stand. So I am volunteering this Sunday from 11 to 2:30. But I have to ask, I toyed with, do I want to be a cashier or a lemon tender? And because I thought lemon tender sounded really fun, I signed up for that, but I have no idea what it is.
So
what is it?
So you signed up through, and every year we found up being more and more because we started with a 6-year-old boy and Papa had to, build up everything to now he's a strong 13-year-old buddy with friends and Papa had to be like, boys, set this up.
Right.
So I don't have to do as much, but still I'm heavily involved, obviously. But each year we've gotten more, added more. Like the first year, we didn't have a square reader, and we had a lot of people driving by and saying, we don't have any cash. So we got a square reader so we could take cards, 50% of the sales is cash and cards. And then the year after that, we got a sponsor. My previous company was sponsoring it. We had the staff and we had positions, and then we got a cash drawer. That's a story in itself. It got stolen one year.
Yikes.
But at the very beginning, that we did not, from right now, we got the permit. We got the permit, and because I wanted to show them this is how we do it. We do it right, and we do get asked for it. We have had the police called on us to check for the permit. So I'm like, here it is. Have some lemonade.
Yeah.
So
yes,
so
you
this
nice
year,
person who were gonna try to shut down a 13-year-old's lemonade stand.
Yeah.
So what is a lemon tender?
So how you knew about this is this year, since Diego had a core group of buddies that helped him out last year. He had a staff. The assigned positions, and we paid them. But this year we built a schedule. So we sent out an interactive schedule where you can pick up shifts and drop them. So there's actual schedule by position, and that's what. Then Kathy, that's what you got. You got the link.
So I'm going to be there with a bunch of 13-year-old boys and me. So we're going to link it here if you guys want to volunteer at Gogo's lemonade stand. Like, it'll be fun.
You could tend the lemons. You can be a cashier.
But there's the difference between a lemon tender and an ice man and a cashier and a fill setup is, there's a process when people go through, just like anybody who's ever bartended before or worked in a restaurant. If you get busy and you look up, which you should never do, but you look up and you see and you're 2, 3, 4 deep at the bar, what do? You rely on your processes and you rely on how to keep everything flowing. You have a method, you have a system. And that's exactly what I taught Diego, right down to you pick it up with your right hand, you scoop it up, you drop it and put it in, gave him the mechanics of actually working building the lemonade and getting it over and sending it to him. So it can kind of ease some of that tension if you look up and you see a bunch of people, because adults get it, kids will get it too. And they don't know what to do. I'm going to do this. So each role is defined. One of them is the lemon tender. How many? What can I get you? Okay, and gets the cups ready.
I can do that.
Which size? And then you'll be taught. You'll be trained. You'll have a training
And you better follow the process, Kathy. That's what I'm
Well,
hearing.
you're going to be there too.
You have to follow the process.
I might be, but
you're going to be there, and you're going to be there.
I might be, but here's the thing. One year, the first year Diego had his buddies helping him out, he sat back to me and he said, "Look, Papa, I showed them how to do everything. Now I don't have to do anything."
Smart.
There we go.
Smart boy.
And then, so I said to my girlfriend, just sitting next to me, I said, "Look, I showed him how to do everything. Now I don't have to do anything."
Exactly. Oh, he's learning the lessons of leverage.
David, I expect that you're going to be there on Sunday morning. And why don't you tell them like the hours and where it's going to be, all the good stuff.
So the hours, and it's going to be weather permitting. If there's a chance of a good chance of rain, if it's going to be 50% or more, we won't set up. We've got caught in that before. But it's from this Saturday, August 8th, from 10 in the morning till 6 at night. We'll be setting up at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll probably open up at 11, but we'll get there at 10, try to set up. But we'll open up at 11, and then Saturday through Thursday. Last day is going to be Thursday, August 13th. That's those are the dates. So it's going to run for a full week.
Where the money's going to go. Your son is donating money to a cause that's close to his heart. So I wanted you to share that as well.
Well, whenever and this is from the beginning too, this is one of the things that was established right in the beginning, the foundation of Gogo's Lemonade, is we needed to find a community avenue to give back. It's really good lemonade. We wanted to make lemonade, but what are we making it for? Right.
Mm-hmm.
We had to have a purpose to it. So we decided on the Readers Are Leaders nonprofit, which was founded by Coach Wendell Bird at South Lakes High School in the gymnasium that bears his name. It's the program where the Fairfax County athletes go over to the elementary school kids and help them learn how to read, which is something that Diego can relate to. So every year, we after he pays his staff and after he pays for the for the ingredients and whatever upgrades we had to get that year, what's left over goes over to Readers Are Leaders, and then MRI, our company, matches the sales. So
nice.
And you also have a book drive. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So Diego is a reader, and he has a lot of books, but there's a lot of books that he's read that he's outgrown, and we would donate them anyway. But we would found that this is a really good place where we could give away those books. So we have a lot of free books to give away. Even if you don't get some lemonade, and you're kind of crazy if you don't. It's just really good.
It sounds pretty good.
Really good. And
I'm looking forward to it.
For it. I mean,
I'm looking forward to trying it.
Kathy, have you ever? I know you're trying out the new restaurants and stuff and everywhere. You're all over Reston, which I love. You ever take a bite of food or a drink or something, and you start to walk by, and then you're like, "Oh my God, this is so good!" And you turn around, and you're like, "This is really good." Happens all the time at Gogo's Lemonade.
Nice.
I can't wait.
All the time.
So how much is a glass? Like, I don't even know. So people can get the money. And make a
inflation.
donation.
Lately, there's been inflation too.
Yes,
Kathy,
there has.
We're aware.
Yeah.
We're aware. We're keenly aware. I think this year there's 3 different sizes. So it'll be $4, $5, and $6.
Perfect.
Okay.
So we go $4 for the 16 ounce, $5 for the 20 ounce, and $6 for the 24 ounce.
I mean, actually, that's pretty good because I see some of these kids with their Country Time Crystal Light little pitchers, and they're charging $3. So no,
You're charging how much? Well, this is some market analysis we need here.
$3 for their Crystal Light. I don't. That's but fresh, homemade, master chef inspired lemonade. I'll pay big bucks for that. And you pay at the fair. You go to the fair. That's $12 or $15 for one of those.
Oh, well, easily. And we have 2 flavors. We have watermelon and classic.
Well, I'll be getting both of them. I can't wait.
It's great. We can't wait to have you. We can't wait to have you.
Well, thank you for asking me to come join in the fun.
Well, I think there's a couple. I mean, this is really. I've got to imagine, David, like, Diego has now learned how to run a business. And now, obviously, you are a business owner, but, so some of that would have naturally rubbed off. But like to help him basically create this business, get his friends involved, have the community aspect of the whole thing as part of it. So you're teaching the purpose. Like, I think it's, fantastic. And more people should be thinking this way.
It's a lot of work. It's a
Yeah.
lot of work, but parenting is right. Parenting
Mhm.
is a lot of work. But he is getting the practical knowledge of it. Once you get me started on him in general, you never get me to stop. But one year I was teaching him how to read the reports. About how much we sold of this and how much we teach him basically the difference between overhead and profit and payroll and things like that. Teach them how to in the
Yeah.
business incentive. And one year we looked at some reports and I said, look, what do you think about that? Because our numbers weren't where we wanted them to be. And instantly he said, we got to raise the prices.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what, and we had the numbers didn't lie. We had to. So, but yeah, he gets a lot of that. And he learns things without knowing it too. He learns what I really liked last year is you had the same guys coming back to him and helping him out, which means he's developing a good group of friends
Mm-hmm.
that, and when you get good judgment of people, that's the skill. That's the biggest skill that hopefully lands on him from something like this with this contact with so many people. And this past year, he's 13 years old. He's thinking like, this is kind of a 6-year-old thing. Do I want to keep on doing this? But then his friends come say, hey, you doing the lemonade stand this year? You doing the lemonade stand? Is it open this year?
Huh?
Nice.
His friends are coming and asking him about it.
He's building his community and giving back to the community. So I love that story. I think it's a great story. So I can't wait for the weekend.
We can't wait to have you. Yeah, I think it's great. It's a cat.
I'm salivating. I'm salivating for some lemonade now. Wow. Well,
let's hope the weather holds out because it's all over the place right now.
So far, so good. I watch the weather for a living.
Oh, right, with the roof and everything.
That is
true. You make sure you're not going to be swept off of a roof these days.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, yeah, David. Yeah. Okay, so a couple of other things that I thought we'd talk about too, because for this audience, you are a long time, almost lifelong Restonian yourself, right? You've been living in and about Reston pretty much your whole life, is what I learned. You're still
since
here.
1981.
You're in the town center now area. And then, but I'm curious, what we hear a lot from our audience, right? We cover all the change and the growth that's happening in Reston because change and growth continues ever since we got here in 1996. It's just been continuous. It's sort of what's in Reston's DNA. But also what seems to be in Reston's DNA is people's complaints about the growth. So we see some people that are really pro the growth, and maybe it's more nuanced. I think there's a more nuanced approach to the growth than being on one side or the other. But I'm curious, like you've been around here while this has been growing. Has Reston met your expectations over the years? What have you liked about the growth? Are there things that you wish weren't growing or doing Reston was doing differently?
As a whole, Reston has exceeded my expectations, and I think that's one of the things that where people get a little bit of pushback on it is they didn't expect it to be, so fast or so great, and they didn't expect it to become what it is becoming. Personally, I love it, and I love it because it's not only you have to think about who's coming here, and the people who's already here. Google, Blue Origin, Microsoft, Booz Allen, Leidos, Fannie Mae, all these people. And we live right in the Carlton House, right at the intersection of Sunset Hills and Reston Parkway. Mm-hmm. So I go up to the rooftop often. and I see the skyline there with the Skymark and the Fannie Mae over where the original town center, the mall was. And in 15 years from now, that skyline is going to be dramatically different.
Yeah.
And I love it because you see on the other side of where I look out right now is I look over at the restored Bowman House, and then the distillery is right over the trees too. And recently I saw a picture with, the dirt road in the house there, so the contrast between with the dirt road that was there, that's obviously not there anymore, and the skyline that's going to be coming it's just where Reston is going. And what impresses me the most about it is how well thought it is planned, the infrastructure that's being placed in. Now, some people may disagree with me, but there is
lots of people disagree with you.
Yeah, there's a focused and planned effort to increase the walkability, because the first thing is, what's the traffic going to be like? When you more traffic, but there's the plans for RTC Next and RTC North are shuttles in between the districts, more bikes available, and the businesses that are coming here. You can literally walk or bike to anywhere you needed to go, and they're taking that traffic into account and trying to build that infrastructure so it's not cluttered. It's the epitome of Robert Simon's vision of live, work, and play, and even just to piggyback off of Robert Wheely's vision of same thing.
Yeah. So David is pro change.
Yeah, I like it, and what it does, it represents more opportunity for my boy. We're not living in a static environment where there's not any opportunity for him. When I'm hearing the stats about RTC Next, where there's an 8-year waiting list at 98% occupancy at this moment, that tells me that a lot of people that are way higher than my pay grade see a lot of value in being here. And I want him in the area where there's opportunity presented to him to be whatever he wants to be. And if he can view it from the rooftop and see it grow right in front of his eyes, even better. I love it.
That's a great outlook.
Don't like about a few of the things I see in Reston is I'm seeing way too much random graffiti on signs and transformers and all this stuff, and I don't like that, and it just really, really pokes at me.
And under the bridges, and actually, so somebody had sent me an email about the graffiti over by McTaco Hut, Forever McTaco Hut. But
is it McTaco? When I grew up there, it was McTaco Hut.
Yeah.
It's McTaco Pup now.
Or McTaco. Go ahead, David. What do you call it sometimes?
We think McTaco Poop.
McTaco Poop? For the Poopatella? Is it Poopatella, Pupatella?
If it's Poopatella, that's McTaco Poop.
It's McTaco Hut forever. So, but
yeah.
So my point was that
we're gonna make
bridge,
a T-shirt.
The point was that bridge. Like, I saw the graffiti. This woman was very upset about it, but they painted over it. When Graham and I are out and about doing videos, we do see people out removing it. So Reston is on top of it. So
they do take care of it. They do take care of it, and it doesn't say. Some places I see say. I think, when are they gonna? When are we gonna see it? It's just something that I notice. But I like graffiti. I like well-placed artistic graffiti.
You like a Banksy style graffiti or street art, or
right,
or
the murals. We're playing. Even if it's a place is outside and say this is a designated graffiti area, go ahead, go for it. And that gets wiped down every few days or weeks or months or whatever. That's cool. But
let's keep it. Let's keep Reston nice. Like we don't.
Yeah. That's the one thing I don't. That's the one thing I don't like about.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
So
I love it when I heard you guys going in and talking about going down to Great Falls, and Graham, you were talking my childhood there. When we would be 15, 16 years old, and that's another thing I love about this show is Graham, the way you take it back is you take it back into even to old heads like me. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what you do. You're taking and describing, you tearing here, you go in this part in this place right here. I mean, so I think new Reston people that are coming into Reston, can benefit a lot from you spelling it out for them. And then if people here can been there as long as I have, can validate what you're doing. You don't turn left into that parking lot there, or you're donezo.
Right. Little tips like that when you're in the area, you start to we need to impart them. We need to spread the wisdom, right, for the newbies as they come through, which they are because the place is growing, as we've talked about. So, quick lightning round for you, David. Couple other Reston things for us. Favorite pizza spot in the area? Reston, Herndon, Greater Reston. We'll call it Greater Reston. Is it McTaco Poop?
It's Pupatellas.
Pupatellas?
No, I'm going to say Mr. Pepperoni.
Mr. Pepperoni. Where's Mr. Pepperoni? How do I not know that?
It's right off Sunset Hills, a little industrial center there, going into or is it Spring Street? Maybe Spring Street.
Okay. Oh, you mean the
Right
Sunset Park area? Sunset Park?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. I don't know why I missed that one. Okay. Put that on the list, Kathy.
Mr. Pepperoni. Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the list.
Supermarkets. Are you a Wegmans, a Whole Foods, Harris Teeter?
So I had gone to the South Lake Safeway for years because it was there. It's the one closest home, and that's where we know.
And you
know
get in the habit.
Yeah. If I'm going some real, I go to Fresh World in Herndon.
Okay.
And I know the answer to this one. Is it the South Lake Seahawks or the Herndon Hornets?
Oh!
I had to get you on this one.
I tell you, so I graduated from Herndon High.
Yep.
So I'm a Herndon Hornet that has a
thick and through.
You gotta choose one.
During the homecoming games, I'm welcome on each side, so I'm doing something right.
Yeah. Well, because is Diego? He's 13. So is he yet at South Lakes, or he's still middle school, or where does he stand?
He's got one more year at Hughes.
Okay.
And then he's going to go to South Lakes. He went through Terracet all the way through. I went to Terracet.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's going all the way through, and there's a huge value in that too.
But you didn't answer the question.
Pick one.
Answer the question.
You're breaking up. Okay.
Answer the question, David.
We're gonna let him off the hook on that one. Politically, he's got to play both sides of that one, I think, right? For the future.
I'd say I'm welcome on both sides, man.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
I set him up for that one. He didn't expect that one.
I didn't expect that. But that was a good one.
Yeah.
Well, David, this has been awesome having you on. Classic Restonian. Your business is in Reston too. I want to give you a chance to just let everybody know what makes MRI roofing different for people. It's, other than the fact that here you are based in Reston. And so people love to, work with people that are local to them. But what's your secret sauce at your company?
I was asked that when I first opened up the business. It's a tough question to answer because you don't want to go with the stock, quality work themselves. So the first thing I said was, there's enough for everybody. So we don't have to cut out anybody's knees to get that deal. We work a lot in tandem with Lab Exteriors. They seem to be our sister company right here, so we bounce a lot of things off each other. So it's a really friendly competition that benefits the whole community that way. But we specialize on a synthetic shape with Brava installations, which is a few years old, but Reston Association has really embraced them as an alternative to cedar shaped roofs.
Yeah, we got a lot of those in Reston. So
we have a lot of them.
Yeah.
And also we're certified Hardie Plank installers as well, which is more common, but we like to make sure that we keep the cluster standards in line right down to the color. before we do a job, we make sure that we go right to the standards, the updated standards, and we have that in line, because we don't want anybody else calling us saying that you installed the wrong color. And really, when you go find that is when you want to go sell your house, right? And then you get this list from RA about these things that are on it. We don't want to get anywhere near that. We want to make sure that you're violation free when you get to that point. Or if you're going to keep the house, you're not going to have anybody bothering you about, you need to change this or change that. We check those things very, very, very diligently before we take on a project in Reston. It's in our contract.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well,
So
there you
it
go.
really helps folks to have a hyper-local expert then, I guess, because you got to know this stuff if you're going to be doing work in RA, right? Everybody's, those violations can bite you if you don't have the right people working on your home. So love it.
And you guys as realtors, you get a surprise and it can slow down the sale.
Yeah.
It
can tank a sale.
That has happened. That has happened. But good news is, like you end up becoming an expert in that particular, in different clusters and what their needs are, in addition to what overall RA design standards are. And then you can steer homeowners the right direction before it gets out of hand and before they have to make the sale. So,
yep.
Good.
We see a lot of cluster standards. I have a question for you, Graham. If I said the term RHOA, do you know what I mean?
RHOA. First I was thinking return on ad spend, but that's ROAS, ROAS, but the rest
RHOA.
RHOA. I don't. So the Reston Homeowners Association before it became just RA.
Correct.
Oh,
that was when we were a kid. We had our RHOA card, to go to the pool.
Okay.
And goes so Reston Association used to be RHOA, Reston Homeowners Association.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. And I still see some cluster standards that are written in pencil and reference RHOA to that.
Okay. Wow.
That's a good fun fact.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, David, this has been super fun having you on. I hope people go out if they do need a roof or some siding or some
lemonade.
Or lemonade. We're going to put some links down below.
Lemonade.
We'll get links to your business.
Seneca,
links
the
to
Cellar on Seneca, and also Beignets and Brews. There's so much stuff.
Yeah. We'll post it all in the show notes.
Well, we're doing your roof too, so Kathy, you get your boots on and get your harness ready, because anybody that work a lemonade stand will surely walk on a roof and put a few shingles on.
I'm going on the roof.
She'll be on there.
Yes.
I'm sure there's a video. There'll be a video to come. Oh my goodness.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you,
fun
David.
One. Thank you.
Everybody should do all the things.
I loved it. I love that. I love you guys. This is awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. Subscribe, hit like on that video, join our Reston Insider newsletter, and reach out to David if you need help with a roof, and reach out to us if you want help with your making a move in the area. So with that, we'll see you, Reston.